once again, 6 blocks apart. This show is going to be a tad different. Now, when we first started this some time ago, I think we've got almost 20 episodes in the can now. Every now and again, somebody would slip in a question. This got kind of put into a separate little pile and forgotten about up until now. So what we're going to do on this show is deal with all of the questions. We're going to read out the names. If your question was stupid, then you're going to look stupid. And, well, there you go.
And you all are our guests tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Tristan, what was it like working with Tony Geary? Am I saying the last name right? Geary? Tony Geary? During the Ice Princess story, and do you still keep in touch with him?
Tony back then, he was like the person in Hollywood. I had no idea what the show was all about. I had a job during the day, so I didn't watch it. And so I didn't really know who he was. And I had no idea, you know, Gloria had a plan in mind. So for the first 2 weeks on the show, there was nothing written for me. So I just sat there with a newspaper or a magazine or peeked around corners or looked furtive. And then it started to develop. First couple of scenes we had together, we kind of circled each other like a couple of animals. He didn't know what to expect, and neither did I. So things changed after about a month. We had this major fight sequence where the Cassadines corner us and we're forced to work together.
Oh, right.
And it started out as a small scene, but Gloria had a habit of coming down and changing stuff, so that it was a big scene. So we're downstairs rehearsing together, running lines, and Tony said, look, let's put the script down and just ad-lib it.
Oh, wow.
So I did, and suddenly we realized we had something really unique. So like a couple of little kids, we go scampering up to the booth and telling Gloria, we called her mother, hey, we got this great idea. Look at this. Look what we can do here. Because she had other problems at the time. She said, okay, quiet. Go away, learn it, and I'll watch it later. So we were the last scene of the day, and that was a reason for that. She would post scenes at the end of the day that she wanted to spend the most time with.
Oh.
So we ran the scene, and she just looked at the both of us like, you know, we were a couple of bad little boys and said, okay, I need this, and I need this part here. And you can't throw that away, Tony. You've got to punch that because that comes out next week. And then we've got this part, and as for the rest of it, have fun with it. So that was the start of something. That was the start of him and I, and we ad-libbed our asses off through the whole thing.
So then you had a connection with each other to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
However, it wasn't an easy connection.
Yeah, I heard that he was hard to work with. Is that true?
He was easy. I never had a problem with him because I understood him and what he was doing. But my ex decided I should be the number one person on the show and did everything possible to screw that relationship up.
Wow.
It never worked. And we sat down at one point after that was over and we kind of had it out together. We had differences of opinion, but we never let those differences of opinion get in the way of the show. The show came first.
Smart.
And what our personal problems and differences with one another were, they had to be worked out separately and not on the show. And we kept it that way, and it developed, and, you know, we became what we became.
So you don't keep in touch with him then?
You know what? We see each other, well, we used to before we left the show. We would see one another maybe once a year. And I would sort of, you know, walk up and we'd pick up a conversation that we ended 12 months ago. We'd pick it up right from the very spot, like we'd never been away.
Wow.
And we sit down privately together in his dressing room, and he'd tell me about, you know, what was right, what was wrong. And that's the way it was.
He lives in Europe, though.
Oh, he does? Oh, I didn't know.
Amsterdam.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
So how much older was Gloria Monte than you two if you called her mother? I know I'm supposed to submit.
Well, Glo
You
was,
can email the questions, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I guess she died when she was in her 80s. So I'm going to say at the time when I first came onto the show, she was probably 50 something.
So she looked upon you guys as like young.
We were the children she didn't have.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were two
Oh,
naughty
that's so
boys.
awesome. I love these kind of details.
And she loved the fact that we fucked up all the time. We never let that get in the way of anything. And she would always have to come down and sort it out.
Yeah.
And she loved that.
That's
you know?
cool. I like that.
Then you did see the good in him.
I don't know what I saw because I'm up.
I didn't see any man.
God! It's Elizabeth Taylor!
I am here to prove that the name of Mikos Cassadine.
You're on a roll. Keep going, all right?
I didn't say it right. You did too.
Let's put more ahead.
It blew my mind. I got it right. Sorry, folks.
That's all right. I blooded up the Cassies too, so.
Cassis.
Cassis. Cassis.
All right, we're starting with you passing it to him, okay?
Now, do I say remove Cassis? I haven't forgotten my memory. That's the line I took away from you, and you took it back.
You want it?
Yes. So, you say Vermouth Cassis. I have a good memory. That would work out very well.
Goes to
It's yours. Hey. Hey, you won on the deal.
You can have Mikos Cassadine.
Can I have the one of that Nikos Cassadine?
Dine.
Right.
Nikos Cassadine.
All right.
Dine. Cassadine.
Take two.
As in Diners Club.
Dine.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I am here to prove that the name of Mikos Cassadine.
Okay, let's bring that train here again.
Yes? What about Nikos Cassadine?
They were bad boys.
And we were bad boys.
Bad boys on the show and bad boys in real life. All right, so I'm gonna veer away from GH for a moment because there's so many about them. Oh, that was from Hildy, so thank you, Hildy. I think you know this person, Valerie Hudson.
Oh yeah, we love that.
Val's a great.
Oh yeah, how do you know her?
She's our good friend.
Oh, okay, cool.
We've known her for many, many, many years.
Well, I have really bad news. This question is incredibly insulting, and you're never going to think about her as saying when she reads it. Anyway, I don't even, I'm just going to
He has no idea what any of the questions
No, I don't know what the question is.
Now, since every show includes drinks, she says would we like to share our drinks of choice, and if they need to be created to show them being created throughout the show. So if you need another drink, I don't know if you have anything like Garrick has his mixed drink and I have a mixed drink. So I don't know if anybody here wants to show their drink when they run out.
I have a mixed drink, but literally it's ice, a shot of vodka, and a pour of club soda with a lemon.
Wow,
That's
you make my drink sound really involved. So anyway, this is a glass that has 2 olives in it, and I put vodka in it and ice, and it's a little bit low, so I'm going to pour some vodka in it right now.
I know.
Attaboy.
Mine's getting low as well.
Well, maybe this is a good moment. We can.
And Tristan, he actually had me do this, but this is Pinot Grigio. You just pour it out of the bottle and put some ice cubes in it because we like our wine really cold. And I know that's like a sin with wine connoisseurs, but we like ice in our white wine.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
especially in Palm Springs.
And Garrick, what are you drinking and how do you make it?
You know, I make, I put basically 2/3 vodka, 1/3 triple sec, a splash of cranberry, and lemon juice from real lemons that I put in the scoop.
Nice.
What's-
No club soda?
No.
What's the closest drink name to that? I mean, that's
Well,
not.
it's a Cosmo, but I don't shake it, and sometimes I pour it in a martini glass.
It's an unshaken Cosmo. Yeah.
It's an unshaken, yes.
So
That's
it's
my religion
stirred.
calls for unshaken Cosmos, like
It's
unleavened
stirred,
bread.
not shaken.
Stirred, not shaken.
Right. Well, mine's tequila and it has been.
But anyway, hi, Val.
I hope that answers the question. Val.
Melissa's going to make hers.
I'm making mine tequila with.
Right in front of you.
I love how you guys sit at the bar for this show. I
Yeah, we
really,
sit at the bar, and I'm putting mine in here so I can get it nice and cold and spill it all over. But anyway, it's just tequila and kombucha.
I should have Tim shake it like Tom
Yeah,
Cruise.
but I don't know. I think that's
Cocktail.
It doesn't sound like it's shaking.
well because I was getting it all over. I'm kidding. But Valerie said she loves
Okay,
her
that
Bloody
did
Mary.
not sound.
This is a throwback to the last episode about the shake weight.
Oh yeah, with Judith.
Yeah.
But Valerie said she loves your Bloody Marys. You make the best ones, Teresa.
Oh yeah, that's morning time, or early afternoon.
Yeah.
Do you use tomato juice or clamato?
Tomato.
Okay.
Tomato, not clamato.
You say tomato, I say clamato.
No, okay. There we
I
go.
like clamato.
Oh,
Well,
I
what's
like Clamato.
Clamato's normally in a Bloody Maria, not in a Bloody Mary.
Well, then I must be drinking Bloody Marias. I didn't even know that.
Well, but it's made with tequila instead of vodka.
Oh, then what do I have? I have like
You have a hybrid.
You have a Bloody
Maria?
Maria.
I was gonna
Mary
say-
Maria?
Because you have the Clamato from the Bloody Maria and you have the vodka from the Mary.
It's a bloody mess is what it is. Yeah.
You're right, Tristan. That's what it is.
All right, well, we're on alcohol. This is just a comment. Teresa from Kathleen. She says, I got the skinny for you on Kirkland brand from Costco, episode one.
Ooh, call back.
Kirkland vodka is Grey Goose.
Really?
Kirkland luggage is Samsonite. Costco researches and selects only best-in-class products to rebrand as Kirkland. So
Nice.
buy Kirkland with confidence and pride. No, she doesn't work for Costco, but her company looks at partnering with them, so that's how she knows. Love to hear Tristan talk about how he had the courage to leave Australia and come to the US, and how did you find an agent?
Well, Sparky, you've had this coming for a long time. And now you're gonna get it.
Leaving the country kind of wasn't my decision. It wasn't my idea at the time.
You were
I
fleeing
had a
the
couple of really good businesses going back there, and we were making a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
We bought our own house. I had 2 discotheques running. I had a good business getting new records and flogging them at way more than they were worth. And then we started manufacturing disco units, and we started making huge profits out of that, about 1,000% profit per unit, me and this other guy. He did the tech side of it, I did the sales side of it, and we did very, very well out of it in putting them in hotels. Then we decided that we were going to build the great Australian guitar amplifier. And in a short space of time, we went broke. At which point, my yet-to-be ex-wife said, hey, I think it's time you went back to acting and let's forget this other stuff. We can find other people to run the discotheques and still take a big cut of that, but you need to be doing what you need to be doing. So I did, and I started working in a lot of things at that point. And at some point, I don't know how this conversation came up, but we came to the conclusion that I was going nowhere in Australia. I couldn't get into the film business. It was too cliquey. It was like a club.
Wow.
And
Kind of like Hollywood.
but less so. A smaller version, but kind of, yeah. And so
Australia would.
yeah, we said, look, let's just throw it all up in the air and go to the States. And that's pretty much what we did. But of course, that was just a part of it. I didn't have a green card. And when I started working on General Hospital, I was illegal. And nobody ever asked back then for a green card. I probably didn't know what they were. The story's a great story. This is 1982. I'd been working for over a year without a green card.
Holy smoke.
And all of a sudden, the show announces, we're going to go to Canada.
Oh, shit.
And Tristan, you're coming. And I thought, whoops, we got a problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out of the country was easy. Getting back into it was going to be tough. So I go up there. We've got a plan in place. And fortunately, I'd finished work way earlier than everybody else. So I jumped on a plane, and the plane flew me to Vancouver. And I had a friend of mine there, Diane Baker, who had a rental car, and we were going to drive back at about 1 o'clock in the morning, back across the border. They don't check you then.
Yeah, back then.
No.
That's when I graduated. We went up that way. That's true.
Wow.
So things were real sloppy back then.
Mm-hmm.
So sure enough, we're driving back across the border about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we changed. I went from the driver's side to the passenger side, and I've got a baseball cap over my head, and she covers me in this cheap scotch. It smelled like a barfly. So we get to the border, and there'd been a big game, a big grudge match ice hockey game. I think it was between Edmonton and somebody else. And so Diane sticks a cigarette out the corner of her mouth, and she pulls up, and she's got this, she's mumbling and carrying on. And the woman at the window said, "Hey, babe, what's up?" She said, "Check it out, will you?" We go to the big game. Stupid asshole here puts us in the seats of the opposing side. And then he starts supporting the other team. Well, they threw him out. Then they threw me out. Oh, by the way, who won? Well, the chick behind the window's laughing her ass off over this.
That's hysterical.
So they chatted for about 10 minutes. Then she said, "Go on, get out of here." And we drove across.
Wow, you're lucky.
That was the story.
Wow.
Try doing that today.
Smugglers.
Yeah.
I've never heard this.
And did you meet Eddie after that to help you with all the?
Well, no, we had to drive to Vancouver. Then we jumped on a plane and flew to LA. So I knew Eddie before that, but he couldn't have helped me in this particular situation.
Well, yeah, because
He already had the green card in process. And what happened was, I get back to the studio because I was working the next day, and I get a call from Barbara saying, "You're not going to believe this, but we have just gotten authorization. We've got to go back to Australia to do our interview because you had to go back to the country that you started from." So I'm thinking, oh shit, how do I do this? So I just went up to Gloria and said, I've got to go back to Australia. And she said, "Why?" And I said, "You don't want to know."
Oh my God.
He kind of looked at me sideways, said, "I can give you 3 days." I said, "That'll do it." And
3 days to go to Australia and back.
2 days.
That makes my body hurt.
2 complete days of travel, and then like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Actually,
he had youth on his side.
It was crazy. after we did it, the American embassy was in a square in Sydney. And at the end of it, the interview, which was actually quite simple, nothing stressful about it really, except the stress you placed on yourself. We went outside and we sat in the gutter. And I said, did we actually just do that? She said, yes. And now we have to go straight to the airport to fly out of here. Bang.